Welcome to Angela Jane Presents. Today I have a very special guest, another very special guest with me. Remember the show? Shoot, Fledge? Okay. This is Angela Jane reporting on location. What do I call you? I can't keep using the same thing over and over again. Okay. Welcome.
A special guest.
Welcome.
Some idiot off the street. All right.
Welcome to Angela Jane Presents. I found somebody off the street. Actually, no. I have a very special guest that's been on several shows. So without further ado, I will let him introduce himself.
Introduce myself?
Yep.
How did I get started? How long have I been doing it?
Okay.
What kind of stuff do I make?
This is introducing locally hero of Yamhill County and blacksmithing teacher and actually a very good blacksmith. This is Rick. Introduce
Hi,
yourself.
my name's Rick. I dabble in blacksmithing.
Looking at the wrong end. We're looking at this end. See the flaws in it? Shit, can it? Start over.
Okay, Rick, it looks like you brought some of your craft work.
A few things.
Damn it.
Steel Damascus knife that I made for myself. I call these grilling hooks. Barbecue, whatever. I call them grilling hooks. One's left-handed, one's right-handed. And
That looks pretty good, huh? What do you think?
Hey, that looks really good.
Okay, now I gotta do the shit part.
Describe how you made those.
how I made them? Well, it's made out of 1/4-inch square stock that I just heated and twisted back and forth, different twists, different rounds. Put the, I just heated this, just wrapped it around the end like this, like a knot. And this one I just made I don't know what you'd call it, but it's the same deal, 1/4-inch square stock. Just twist one way, twist one another, just back and forth, different twist. Some are one twist, some are three, some are 1.5, and just whatever. My axes are made out of ball peen hammers, believe it or not. They all start out as ball peen hammers. And this is, a friend of mine wanted one, so I made her one, and I made one for my uncle, and I made me a throwing axe. Pretty much anything I want to make.
What got you inspired into doing blacksmithing?
I've been interested most of my life, and one day was going to the Yamhill Valley Heritage Center to a horse and mule plowing contest. And when you go through the gate, the first building you pass is a blacksmith shop. I went right into the blacksmith shop, and I was talking to a man named Ike Bay. He's gone now, but he told me if I paid $20 a year and became a volunteer, I had free access to the blacksmith shop. $20, I'm in. I've been doing it 6, 7 years maybe. And I've learned enough now that I used to teach before the pandemic. When that shut everything down, so don't teach no more. So I just dabble in my own blacksmith shop. I got my own little shop set up at home. So I worked out of my house there. And I don't do it for money, I do it because I enjoy doing it. If I start doing it for money, then it turns into a job, and I don't want to do it no more. So it's something I enjoy doing, and it's not for the money. Okay, now then, heat it up again, try flattening it out a little bit. Fill it.
What other items have you blacksmithed for friends?
Well, I made barn door handles for a friend. I made a hasp for locking his barn. Made a rose. Fire pokers. Here we go. Thank you. All right. I don't know if you can see this on camera or not. But it's got all fancy twist all the way up and down it. And this is going to be a fire poker when I get finished. A white man's fire poker. White men like big fires, so you got to stand back and poke with it. So this will be a fire poker, and I'll probably give that to a friend of mine.
What other questions do you want me to ask of you? Or what other information do you want to share with the community?
I'm not a professional blacksmith by all means. I just dabble in it, and I know enough to be dangerous. But I enjoy doing it. I enjoy working with my hands when I can. Whatever I feel like making, I see something I like, I'll study it for a while, and I'll go home and make it myself instead of buying it. I said I made several steel Damascus knives. So I don't know if you can see the pattern in this, but you probably get a close-up later, right? Mm-hmm. To show the Damascus pattern, but that's made out of steel. That's made out of steel cable.
Or actually, knifing you. Oh, there you go. You see the Damascus pattern, a little bit of the Damascus pattern.
A little bit.
There's a little bit. Okay, right there. A little bit of the Damascus pattern there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but that's made out of steel cable, and I made 3 or 4 more out of steel cable. But for each one blade I get, I got 5 or 6 that are trashed and have to be thrown away and start over before I get one good blade.
See the flaws in it? Shit can it, start over.
I've got it down to where I can do it in 3 tries now. Sometimes. It's been a while since I made one. It'll probably take 4 or 5 tries again before I get another good blade. But I say, just whatever catches my eye, that's what I make. Or whatever somebody asks me to make for them. Right now I'm working on a cane, custom cane, but he's not supposed to know about it. So hopefully I will get the cane to him before
this comes out.
Yeah, this comes out. Yeah. Whatever I decide to make, I can usually make it. Takes a few tries, but
I had you on film, and that makes you kind of a movie star here.
Movie star.
In McMinnville. Had you on local community TV doing your blacksmithing.
Steel cable Damascus billets, so a friend of mine test the hardness of them. But I'm going to take one piece of cable and make a billet out of it. As soon as I'm through with those, I'm going to try to make a knife.
How's it feel to be on the big screen?
I really haven't given it much thought.
Will do.
Said,
This is Blacksmith Rick.
Wrought Iron Rick. My friends call me Wrought Iron Rick.
Wrought Iron Rick.
Yeah, the people that I ride bikes with, they call me Wrought Iron Rick. Been called worse, but I'm okay with that. I've got pictures of more, but you'll have to edit those in later.
Yeah.
So, and I'm working on a deal, get some round discs so I can make some more candle holders but I'm working on, I got to call a lady now that's going to see if I can get some round discs made.
And go on location
We'll-
and watch you do the candle holders?
We can.
Because they
We
do
do.
on location, so I can actually film what we talk about here.
I believe the Yam Hill Antique Mill, I guess you'd call it. I think there's a few things still there that we'll probably get pictures of later. I think there's something. It's been a while since I've been in there. But
And it's over by T&E.
Yeah, right next across the street from T&E, as a matter of fact.
That is a
But
fun place to go see.
I made a couple cheese cutters one for my uncle and then one to sell, and bottle openers, pop bottle openers.
So you make a lot of useful things too that still get used.
Utensils that are made to be used.
Tell me the difference between being a blacksmith and being a bladesmith.
This is blacksmithing. This and this is bladesmithing. Anything with a sharp edge is bladesmithing. Making cooking utensils, stuff like that, or whatever, that's blacksmithing. Like this right here, this is blacksmithing. I say this will be a fire poker eventually when I get home.
And
But
the horseshoes are blacksmithing also.
No, that's a farrier.
The tools in the shop.
They use the forge and hammer and anvil, but that's farrier. That's a farrier. You get different hammers, different tools, chisels, you know.
And then compared to the bladesmithing.
And again, I might be able to flatten that out. Straighten it out.
You're making sharp edges, sharp edge tools, axes, knives, swords. That's bladesmithing.
And then the utensil part
The
is blacksmithing.
yeah, or parts for a covered wagon if you need parts for a wagon. When they're traveling over the road, over the trail, I should say, in the old days.
Or nails.
Nails, pliers, scissors. That's how they made their tools with the blacksmith. He made their tools for them. Somebody come in and order, I want this. He'd beat it down with a hammer and turn it into whatever they needed.
So basically metalworking.
Yeah.
And then you get
That's
together
why-
with the woodsmith,
Well,
right?
that's that's a
Entirely
lumberjack.
different.
No, that's not a smith.
Okay, and then a woodworker.
The reason it's called blacksmith, in the old days they had black iron. They didn't have steel, it was black iron.
Oh.
And that's why they called it blacksmithing, because, like I say, back in the old days, 1800s, they called them blacksmiths because they used black iron. And they could order hard carbon steel, but they'd make their deal and then they'd split it, and like this right here, they would take it, fold it together, and then they'd open it up, put a piece of carbon steel in it, and then force it back together so you got a hard blade. But the rest of it would be black iron, back in the old days.
So that's what would give it strength, or the sharp edge.
The sharp edge
The
and
sharp
holding
edge.
edge, because carbon steel back then, it was high dollar. So they very sparingly used it. Like I said, they'll make whatever they need, then they'd take and split it and put that piece of carbon steel in it, and then reforge it, put it back together and forge weld it into place, and then put an edge on it, and it'd hold a good edge. And when it broke, open it up, get that, put another piece in, the hard steel. But blacksmithing was made using what they called black iron back then. I don't think they even make black iron anymore. But they just make regular mild steel now. But
What are the different metals you can use
oh
in
God,
the forge?
in the forge, there's 1,800 different kinds of black metals. I mean, different hardnesses, different thicknesses. A nickel, they use nickel and some, I can't remember what kind of steel it is, to make their own, smash it together and make their own Damascus. I use steel cable because some cable's got a good tensile strength, and they make good knives, good sharp edges that'll hold an edge. Even a railroad spike makes a good knife. I've made railroad spike knives, and they hold a real good edge because
What's your favorite?
I like making anything and everything. It doesn't matter. I just like beating shit with a hammer. Excuse my language.
Oh, okay.
I like beating stuff with a hammer.
The favorite part of being a blacksmith and a bladesmith, using a hammer.
Yep, beating stuff with a hammer. I get all my aggressions out in one day, beating something up with a hammer and making something useful at the same time. Like tomorrow when I get up, I'll turn this into a fire poker. And I might.
What's the next step on that to make it a fire
Well,
poker?
first off, I got to get this straightened out because I bent it, straighten it out, and then I'll make it square again. Put a point, cut this piece off, put a point on it, and fold it, forge weld it, and then make my, like I say, a fire poker. And then the other end, I'll cut this off. And probably, I got a piece of leftover wood from a cane I working on. I might drill a hole and put a wood handle on it for a fire poker. Like that, long fire poker. I call it a white man's fire poker because you know how that is. Indians build little fires, stay warm. White men build big fires and stand back. So that's what this is going to be. Then you stand back, still poke the fire. Well,
That's neat. Thank you for coming. It's very, very nice to have you on the show, Rick.
Yep. That's quite right. I enjoy coming in.
And
No
looking
problem.
forward to seeing some more pieces and crafts and metalworks that you do. Can I still call it metalworks?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is metal and it is work.
A lot of work, huh?
Depends on what I'm making. You know,
Okay, does it really build up here?
I need to build mine up.
If we had an audience, ladies,
shoulder,
you want to see how big
this shoulder, it's made out of metal now, so I got to get my strength back in this arm because I'm left-handed, so I swing a hammer left-handed. And my left shoulder, it's artificial now, so but I still do what I do because I enjoy doing it, no matter how much it hurts. So, think you can stretch that into 20 minutes?
Well, I'm not sure.
Huh?
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I had a live audience. Yay! Thank
Applaud
you,
now.
Rick. Just one person to go.
Yahoo!
Yay! Well, thank you for coming. sharing your craft with us.
Well, it's going to be excuse me. Oh, damn. Didn't have a nap today. That's part of getting old. Got to have your naps.
Yeah.
Any more
I've run
questions?
out of all kinds of questions. I had a whole bunch before it's like,
We got 20 minutes, right?
oh yeah, we have an hour if we want it, but
Well, this ain't going to last an hour, darling. I'm telling you that right now.
But I've got to get it toned down. So we're still recording.
I don't care.
Okay. No making me cut things out, okay?
Well,
Yeah.
and you're going to do some recording of me actually doing stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go.
Okay. Hey, Kyle, I got it. Unless Kyle shows me how to do this. Let's sneak out. You can say whatever you want out loud.
You don't want to hear what I want to say out loud.